You think you know the person you live with, but sometimes, the real horror is just across the hall. Tonight, we dive into 4 disturbing, true roommate horror stories, each more unsettling than the last. These are stories about real people, real deception, and the terrifying realization that the person you thought you knew is a complete stranger. So, turn down the lights, make sure your own doors are locked, and prepare yourself. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes, the most terrifying threats are the ones we willingly invite into our homes. Be warned, the second story is so creepy, you might want to skip it. Kindly leave this video and subscribe to our channel. Our first story takes us to a seemingly ordinary college campus, where the promise of new beginnings and lifelong friendships fills the air. For freshman Jamie, the excitement of moving into her first dorm room is palpable. She dreams of late-night study sessions, shared secrets, and the thrill of independence. But as the days pass, that excitement slowly gives way to a creeping sense of unease. Jamie's roommate, Alex, is nothing like she expected. Alex is reclusive, rarely leaving the room and always locking the door behind him. He spends hours whispering on the phone, his voice barely audible, his conversations shrouded in secrecy. Jamie tries to brush it off as nerves or homesickness, but the tension in the room is impossible to ignore. Soon, Jamie notices that her belongings are vanishing. Small things at first, like a favorite pen or a pair of headphones. But then, more personal items go missing. She starts to feel watched, her privacy invaded. Desperate for answers, Jamie begins to dig into Alex's past, piecing together fragments of overheard conversations and odd behavior. One night, while Alex is out, Jamie musters the courage to search the room. Hidden beneath a loose floorboard, she finds a locked metal box. Inside, she discovers a chilling collection, stolen IDs, credit cards, and a yellowed newspaper clipping featuring Alex's mugshot. The article details a string of crimes linked to a notorious identity theft ring. The truth is more terrifying than Jamie could have imagined. Alex is living under a false identity, hiding from a criminal past. Every moment they shared, every conversation, was a lie. Jamie's heart pounds as she realizes the danger she's in. Suddenly the door creaks open. Alex stands in the doorway, his face shadowed and unreadable. The air is thick with menace. Jamie's fear is confirmed by the cold, calculating look in Alex's eyes. She knows she has to act fast. Heart racing, Jamie bolts from the room, sprinting down the empty hallway. She bursts into the campus security office, breathless and trembling, and reports everything she's discovered. But when security arrives at room 204, Alex is gone, vanished without a trace, leaving behind only the evidence of his deception. The experience leaves Jamie shaken, her sense of safety shattered. The once welcoming dorm now feels like a maze of secrets and shadows. Room 204 is sealed off, its secrets locked away, but the memory lingers. Trust, Jamie learns, can be broken in an instant. The darkness that hides behind a friendly smile or a locked door can be deeper than we ever imagined. She finds herself questioning everyone around her, wondering what secrets they might be hiding. Jamie's ordeal is a powerful lesson in vigilance. It's a reminder to trust your instincts, to pay attention to the warning signs, and to never ignore that inner voice that tells you something isn't right. In a world where appearances can be deceiving, staying alert can make all the difference. Sometimes the most terrifying threats are the ones we least expect, the ones hiding in plain sight just beyond a closed door. Our second story unfolds in the heart of a bustling metropolis, where the city lights never seem to dim and every street corner hums with possibility. Here, Priya, a young woman with big dreams and even bigger ambitions, lands her dream job and moves into a trendy apartment, eager to start a new chapter in her life. But what begins as an exciting adventure quickly spirals into a chilling ordeal, all because of the person she shares her home with. At first, Lila, her new roommate, seems like the perfect companion, warm, welcoming, and always ready to lend a hand. The two bond over late-night coffees and shared stories, and Priya feels lucky to have found such a friendly face in a city full of strangers. But as the days go by, Lila's interest in Priya's life grows more intense, crossing the line from friendly curiosity to something far more unsettling. Lila's friendly demeanor slowly morphs into an unhealthy obsession. She begins to ask invasive questions, keeps track of Priya's schedule, and seems to know details Priya never shared. The turning point comes when Priya receives a thoughtful gift from Lila, a power bank for her phone, but hidden inside is a tiny GPS tracker, a device meant to monitor Priya's every move without her knowledge. The horrifying discovery leaves Priya shaken to her core. She realizes that Lila has been watching her, not just as a roommate, but as someone obsessed with controlling every aspect of her life. The sense of safety Priya once felt in her own home is shattered, replaced by a constant feeling of being watched and manipulated. Overwhelmed by fear and betrayal, Priya gathers the evidence and flees to the police, desperate for help. She clutches the small device as proof of Lila's violation, her hands trembling as she recounts the nightmare she's endured. The authorities take her claim seriously, and a restraining order is swiftly issued against Lila. But while the legal system offers some protection, the emotional scars run deep. Priya struggles to reclaim her sense of security, haunted by the knowledge that someone she trusted turned her life upside down. The apartment that once symbolized freedom and independence now feels like a prison of memories and anxiety. This story is a stark reminder that obsession can wear the mask of friendship, hiding its true intentions behind smiles and small talk. The person living just a few feet away might not only be watching you, but actively invading your privacy in ways you never imagined. Priya's ordeal forces us to question how well we really know the people we let into our lives. Sometimes, the greatest threats come not from strangers, but from those we trust the most. Her experience is a chilling wake-up call to trust your instincts, to listen to that inner voice when something feels off, and to take steps to protect your privacy, both online and offline. In a world where technology can be used to invade our most personal spaces, vigilance is more important than ever. The line between a friend and a threat can be terrifyingly thin, and sometimes it's only after the damage is done that we see the warning signs we missed. Always be cautious of those who seem overly interested in your life, and never ignore the red flags, no matter how subtle they may seem. Because sometimes, the most dangerous people are not the strangers outside, but the ones we willingly let in, believing they are friends. This is the story of 4 close friends, Maya, Chris, Ben, and Lila, who decide to rent a house together on Willow Lane, hoping for a fresh start and a summer of unforgettable memories. The house, with its creaking floors and ivy-covered walls, seems perfect at first glance. But as the days pass, the friends begin to sense that something is off. What starts as a simple adventure soon spirals into a nightmare none of them could have imagined. At night, the house comes alive with strange noises, whispers in the walls, footsteps echoing down empty hallways, and doors that creak open on their own. The friends discover cryptic messages scrawled on foggy mirrors and hear scratching sounds that seem to come from nowhere. Paranoia and fear begin to take hold, turning their once joyful home into a place of suspicion and dread. As the tension mounts, the group starts to unravel. They begin to suspect each other, their trust eroding with every unexplained event. Eventually, the horrifying truth comes to light. Ben, one of their own, has been orchestrating the terror all along. He's been secretly recording their reactions, watching them through hidden cameras, and manipulating their fears for his own twisted psychological experiment. Ben's journal, filled with detailed notes and psychological diagrams, reveals the depth of his betrayal. He's been using their deepest fears as data, pushing his friends to the brink just to see how they would react. The realization hits hard. Ben has not only violated their privacy, but also shattered the foundation of trust that held them together. The aftermath is devastating. The friends, once inseparable, are now isolated and broken. Arguments erupt, accusations fly, and the warmth that once filled the house is replaced by cold silence. The betrayal leaves scars that may never heal, and the group's bond is destroyed by Ben's monstrous agenda. The house on Willow Lane, once a symbol of new beginnings, becomes a prison of suspicion and regret. Every shadow seems to hide a secret, and every creak in the floorboards is a reminder of the trust that was lost. The friends are left to question not only Ben's motives, but their own judgment and vulnerability. This story is a chilling reminder that even those closest to us can harbor dark secrets. Sometimes the people we trust the most are the ones capable of causing the deepest wounds. The true horror isn't always found in haunted houses or ghostly apparitions, but in the betrayal of a friend. The house on Willow Lane stands empty now, its windows broken and its rooms filled with echoes of laughter that turned to screams. It has become a symbol of friendship destroyed by manipulation, a warning to all who enter that trust, once broken, is nearly impossible to repair. In the end, the friends are left with memories tainted by fear and betrayal. They move on, but the experience haunts them, a constant reminder to be wary of those who seem too eager to play with your emotions, and to never ignore the warning signs of manipulation. The ultimate horror is not the creaking of old houses or the shadows in the night, but the realization that the real monsters are the ones we let into our hearts. Betrayal by those we trust the most can leave wounds deeper than any ghost or ghoul ever could. Sometimes, the real monsters are the ones we call friends. And sometimes, the scariest stories are the ones that could happen to any of us. Our final story takes us overseas with Mark, whose backpacking trip turns into a nightmare. He rents a room from Thomas, a seemingly kind host who is actually a serial killer. Mark discovers Thomas's dark secret and narrowly escapes with his life. The police uncover Thomas's gruesome history, revealing him as a fugitive and a killer. Mark's story is a chilling reminder of the dangers of trusting strangers. Even the most charming people can hide sinister intentions. Always be cautious when traveling, and trust your instincts. The world is full of hidden threats, and sometimes, the most dangerous ones are those we least suspect. Mark's escape is a testament to the power of intuition and the will to survive. Never underestimate the importance of being vigilant, especially in unfamiliar places. Sometimes, the most terrifying monsters are the ones we let into our lives. We build our homes to be fortresses, but sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones we let in. They come with friendly smiles and believable stories, hiding a darkness we can't comprehend. These stories remind us to trust our instincts and be cautious of those we let into our lives. Thank you for joining me for these disturbing tales. Share your own experiences in the comments. Stay safe and be careful who you give a key to.